The ASAP Mob had been a staple in hip-hop culture for 15 years, but the New York City crew has been a bit quiet over the last few years. Never would anyone guess the ASAP Mob would end the way it has, as the group has struggled with breakups, the passing of a couple members, internal friction, and a public trial, where its most popular member, A$AP Rocky, was found not guilty of shooting at member and childhood friend A$AP Relli. So how did things get so bad and sad? For fans paying attention to ASAP Mob's inner workings over the years, the collective's undoing may not be a big surprise. Here are the details on the rise and fall of one of the most important crews in New York City hip-hop history. For rap fans, it's not hard to reminisce about the summer of 2011 when ASAP Mob first landed on the scene. Rocky was the crew's breakout star and dominated with his debut singles Peso and Purple Swag, showcasing a Texas sound while repping Harlem to the max. The group members, all 10 to 20 of them, had a braggadocious charisma, were unapologetically bold, and injected enthusiasm into the Big Apple rap scene, which had desperately needed it as cities, notably Atlanta, began to take over the hip-hop scene. It was a culture-shifting moment. Rocky's black scale attire, gold grills, and two-finger rings mixed with his southern sound were foreign to the more traditional Yankee-fitted, Timberland boots-wearing, barred-up aura of Big Apple artists. No collective had made a louder breakout in NYC since Harlem Forefathers and Diplomats did less than a decade earlier. From getting to know Rocky to meeting his ASAP cohorts, hip-hop fans' ASAP Mob intrigue gained quickly since their breakout. Their presence was respected with Rocky's celebrated debut mixtape Live Love ASAP in 2011. Which features rapping and production from other mob members like ASAP Nast, ASAP 12 and ASAP Ferg. The collective ASAP mixtape Lords Never Worry in 2012 also allowed fans to learn more about other group members. At its inception, ASAP Mob was a collective of rappers, writers, fashion designers, and more, who repped Harlem, a region of New York City with a history of gaudy, flashy individualism brought on by figures like Dapper Dan and Cameron. Early on, Rocky stood out as the star of the crew, breaking them nationally with his singles and mixtapes. His 2013 official debut, Long Live ASAP, landed at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart with the help of big records, including Goldie and F***ing Problem. But the project didn't feature much from the mob. Things were sweet for the crew for the first 3 years of ASAP Mob's run. The first cracks in the crew's once strong foundation began forming with the departure of ASAP Ty Beats. In 2014, the producer of Purple Swag and Peso went on a Twitter rant about the group. In deleted tweets, Ty called ASAP Mob fake and claimed Rocky and others were putting up non-group members in downtown Manhattan hotels while he had to sleep in his car. Not long after Ty's departure was the tragic and sudden 2015 death of ASAP Yams due to an accidental overdose. Yams was the group's co-founder and the mastermind behind its rise and overall aura. Initially, it was Yams that invited a then 20-year-old Rocky to be a member of ASAP back in 2007. Over the years, the ASAP members have regularly celebrated Yams. During a 2022 appearance on Drink Champs, Rocky described how vital Yams had been and the credit he deserved as a visionary.
I feel like I put him up there with like Dane, Irv.
Yeah, me too.
I put him up there with Puff. Like, he had an eye for it, but he was so strategic. Right. He had an ear, too.
The same year Yams died, Rocky released his second album, At Long Last ASAP, which debuted at #1, similar to his first LP. Not many members of the ASAP Mob were featured on this project. Alongside his musical success, Rocky's popularity in the fashion industry began to grow. He started attending various events and eventually began walking on runways. One of his first major looks was a collaboration he did with Guess. During his career, Rocky only got more relevant and embraced by the high-end fashion world. Meanwhile, the mob continued to grind after Yams' death and Ty Beats' departure. They released the popular compilation album Cozy Tapes Volume 1, Friends, their second group release and a tribute to Yams. Less than 2 years later, the mob released a sequel, Cozy Tapes Volume 2, Too Cozy, followed by albums from ASAP Ferg and ASAP 12. Too Cozy, however, would prove to be the final release ASAP Mob would create as a group. In 2019, rapper ASAP Ant announced on Twitter he was leaving the mob to focus on his solo career. That same year, fashion designer ASAP Bari, who founded the popular brand V-Lone years earlier, would plead guilty to one charge of sexual assault, stemming from a video that surfaced in 2017, appearing to show Bari sexually assaulting a woman at a London hotel. These incidents didn't break the mob up, but it gave the crew a lot of bad press. In February of 2020, ASAP Mob's DJ ASAP Snacks passed away. Snacks was an A&R for the group's label ASAP Worldwide, and also partnered with ASAP Luda to form a DJ duo called Cozy Boys. In the wake of Snacks' death, Rocky and crew members posted online tributes to their ASAP brother. 2020 was also the year Rocky and R&B megastar Rihanna became a couple. They have since had 2 sons, RZA and Riot. Rocky's relationship with Riri took the rapper's popularity to new heights. He was now part of a power couple and had built a family. Fans worldwide were interested in their lives, and Rocky was getting press coverage and attention in ways he had never before. This separated Rocky from the crew even more. There was no real way the ASAP mob could compete with that. In October of 2021, A$AP Ferg made headlines when he dropped ASAP from his name. It's something Roc Nation, where he signed a new management deal, claimed via a press release only happened to promote Ferg's solo career and that he was not officially leaving ASAP Mob. That same month, mob member and rapper A$AP Josh passed away, and tensions soared between some of the remaining group members. This was the 3rd death of an ASAP member in 6 years. In several text messages to members of the mob, including Rocky, Josh's mother requested financial help to bring her son's body back to New York. Rocky agreed to take care of her request. While Rocky honored the promise to fund the return of Josh's body, A$AP Relli, a mob member who played a background role with the group, initially believed he had not followed through. This prompted Relli to text Rocky in 2021, "You so fake, it's sad. And also, don't ever forget who introduced you to this life. When I was at my lowest, you looked at me like I was a piece of shit." This interaction would lay the groundwork for a serious altercation between Rocky and Relli. On November 6, 2021, Rocky, A$AP Ills, and A$AP Twelvyy met up on the streets of Hollywood to confront each other after the text argument. Relli claims Rocky shot him, and Twelvyy pulled a pocket knife out while Relli used Ills as a shield. Rocky was eventually charged with 2 felony counts of assault with the semi-automatic firearm, and the case went to trial 3.5 years later, where he was found not guilty of all charges. Following the shooting in May 2022, A$AP Bari also accused Rocky of turning on the group, claiming Rocky was burnt out in a comment Bari made on one of Rocky's Instagram posts. The next day, Bari commented on a post and said Rocky's upcoming album was trash. Rocky took a jab at Bari in July 2023 during a performance at Rolling Loud and switched up the lyrics of the song Telephone Calls, rapping, "Call up young Lord A$AP Bari, he a bitch." The following August, Bari posted on his IG saying, "I started ASAP Mob and never received a check for something I put together. And with that being said, Rocky had millions and I never asked him for a damn thing. All I did was sit back and waited my turn. And I thank God and very blessed to live the life I live and have the chance to provide for my family." Despite Bari's unkind words, fans were split between being disappointed with Rocky and being down on Bari because of the previous sexual abuse allegation. By the end of 2024, the idea of any possible existence of ASAP Mob still being an active collective seemed to be squashed by Ferg, arguably the 2nd most popular member of ASAP Mob. During an interview with the Touré Show, Ferg suggested that due to inactivity, ASAP Mob ceased to exist.
When you think about ASAP, I think from the music point, you think about like me and Rocky, who like did the music and all of that. Of course, it was built off the backs of like Bari and Yams and all of that, but like we're the faces. So like I feel like if we're not making no music and putting out no new timestamps, then there's no ASAP.
The timing of Ferg's assertion that the mob is no more is no coincidence, considering Rocky's recent not guilty verdict from the trial over the incident between Rocky, Relli, Twelvyy, and Ills seems really like the nail in the coffin on the crew. ASAP Mob's rise and fall is shocking and disappointing. Rap collectives do come and go, mainly as some members become more famous. However, many of the ASAP members were longtime friends who formed one of the most significant hip-hop collectives of their era, just for its demise to play out in a courtroom. Jealousy and a lack of guidance seem to be their undoing, but what do you think? Sound off in the comments below. Visit the XXL store to buy merch. Hit subscribe to see more videos from XXL.